Let's go live, folks. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Mountain Bike Q&A. As always, I'm your host, Johnny U. I should do a game show. I feel like that whole intro that I just did is very game showy. If anybody has a game show out there or wants to create one and wants to hire me, I'm here. I'm here for you. So anyway, thank you for hopping on. There's some people in the chat right now, and if you're new, if you're watching this later and you're new, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you don't, that's fine. But if you do, it's free. It's free and it helps the channel out. Also, I want to thank everybody out. I just went to Bentonville Bike Fest, and man, it's a place of dreams. I really enjoyed that place, and I want to thank everybody who the hospitality out there. The guys from Arkansas, the Naturally Nar podcast out there, they were great. Brendan and Scott, you know who you are, everyone. Thank you so much. I really appreciate Bentonville. I feel bad for what happened. We survived a hurricane, hurricanes are here, a tornado, and my wife woke me up. I would have slept through it, but the devastation was, I don't want to bring the show down, but the devastation was real. We're driving around town and houses were just messed up and trees are down everywhere. I'll probably put a link down there if you guys want to help out the people of Bentonville. Anywho, I know anybody who could fix up anything and create something beautiful. There's this kid right here that we're bringing on, because I'll stop talking. Also, hold on. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. If you're ever on there and you happen to, fall into my channel, give me a star or a few of them. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy and stuff like that. Enough about me. Folks, let's bring him back on. My pal, he's a good kid. Y'all love him. We're all jealous of where he's sitting right now. JT, the Dusty Dutchman.
What's up? How's it going?
There he is. Holy cow. Let's pretend we're just meeting each other for the first time. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. I'm stoked that you call me a kid, because that's the greatest compliment I could receive.
I'm old enough to be your father.
I don't think so. If you were, it would be weird. It
would have been started really early for me.
I think I'm older. I'm probably older than you think. But let's go with kid.
They would have had to do studies on me.
Mm-hmm.
We got Marty from New Zealand in the house. Octo Dad, buddy. Did you survive the storm? Yes, but we were close. It was crazy out there. Trail Monster, just got done watching the video of the Den series. Awesome stuff.
Appreciate
what
it.
A great build. Holy cow, man. You got him coming in here. We've got the Dusty Dutchman says, "What's up?" Oh, wait, that's you. What's up, fam?
What's up, fam? Now I can say it for real. What's up, fam?
Yeah. Josh with Chicken Sendies.
The Sendies.
Oh, snap. The Sendies.
Great skateboarder. Great skateboarder, by the way.
No, look, I'll just take a second with Josh. I love you all, but he plays the guitar really well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mountain bikes really well and
Super
skateboards
talented.
really well. You want to loathe them, but you got to love them.
Skateboarding is one of those things that I was never good at, and I am so impressed by it that it's mesmerizing for me to watch skateboarding. I love watching skateboarding because I know I can never do it. It's one of those things.
Yeah, I was a skateboarder like I am a mountain biker.
Mm-hmm,
I just enjoyed it. I'm not great at it, but as I always say, you don't have to be great at something to love it.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Jarno, Fractured Rider from Finland, is in the house. Jarno, sorry. I always mess that up. He's alive and he says hello. Just had his gallbladder, I think, taken out.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Glad you're on the mend.
What is a gallbladder for if you don't need it?
It's one of those extra organs, right? Like one that's like, if you need it, it's cool, but if you don't, that's cool too.
Yeah, like your lungs. I mean,
you have two just in case.
You got two.
Yeah, exactly.
Betty Trail Pimp is in the house. What's going on? Holy cow, you're bringing them all in.
Yeah, look at that. That's my boss. I gotta watch what I say. I gotta mind my P's and Q's here. Beth, that's my boss. Greatest boss ever.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Not what he was saying earlier.
No.
Oh, wow. Look at this, man. Colin.
Colin.
N+1 in the den.
Yeah. Yeah. There's space for more. Like I said in the video, there's room for more.
Let me tell you something. I appreciate Colin so much. I went riding Saturday with him and Mike Mitchell, Run Bike Mike. This guy, I felt sorry that he had to ride with me.
He rips. Yeah,
my gosh. But in person, it's like, what? You see the videos, but then you see him in person.
No, I agree.
Like, sick shredder.
Yep, he shreds 100%.
See, look, people are already talking about the canyon. Everyone loves your canyon.
Colin's one of those dudes that you can, like, the very first time you ride with him, you're like, oh, so you've been riding your entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he makes it look so easy.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's so he was dropping the hammer, and me and Mike were like,
yeah,
it's not happening for us.
Yeah, he's fun to ride with. He does a good job keeping me, pushes me a little bit, which is always nice.
Joey is in the house. The dude Den looks amazing. You're getting a lot of love for this thing.
There's been a lot of comments today. Honestly, it's been good. Like I said, like I was telling you before we get on, it's like the last few weeks have been such a blur with traveling and real work stuff, and then this stuff after, and so every day has been a 10 or 11 o'clock night trying to get things done, and which is why I was so stoked for tonight. And tonight is like, this is my celebration. This is the ending, because I have been just planning and plotting for this night for, I would say, like a good 3 or 4 weeks. Like, just thinking about this is like the victory lap. When I finally am done, I'm on your podcast, we're sitting here, it's all around me and it's complete, and we're just talking about it, and I'm not working on it. I'm just sitting here having a drink and talking to you.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's the final. It's the cherry on the top. It's I'm done. I made the video.
Yes.
I can now just sit back, have a drink, and enjoy. But to back up, if you don't mind, sir.
Let's back it up.
Let's back it up for anybody who is maybe listening to it on Spotify or hopping on this channel for the first time. Who is the Dusty Dutchman? What do you do for a living?
Oh man, professional friend maker.
There you go.
Does that work?
That's fine. And you know what? I'm going to take that back, because what you do for a living is that's one of those questions people ask all the time.
Yeah. I've done a lot of things for my day jobs. Honestly, I've done weird stuff like fixed and sold hot tubs, and just worked on cars, motorcycles, furnaces, air conditioners, all kinds of weird stuff. Did like lots of sheet metal work, and I don't know. I've had a very eclectic professional career, and somewhere along the line, I kind of felt like there was a bit of artistic something in there that I wanted to explore, and started taking pictures and making videos. And bikes were always there, but it was never combined. And once that happened, once bikes and cameras kind of came together, that's when YouTube happened, and then my career changed again. And I'm still in a mechanical in nature industry, the concrete industry, construction industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I work in the marketing department at a German company that makes concrete pumps, the best in the world, number one in the world. There you go. And then I have two side jobs, basically. One of my side jobs is a production company that I started just for a place to be able to take care of small side jobs for people that are looking for a little bit of media. And then also the Dusty Dutchman, which is the name is basically paying respect to my my heritage, because my dad immigrated here when he was in his teens or early 20s. And so I'm first generation Dutch here in the United States. So the Dusty Dutchman was a name that my buddy Steve helped me come up with. And ever since then, all the worlds are combining. So my day job is content creation. My side job is content creation. And then my fun, which is biking combined with content creation. So
the guy is constantly creating, folks. Does it ever get to the point? Have you ever gotten to the point? This is where your question, where you just need to take a break from it all. Do you get like creator burnout? I had that
Man,
2 weeks ago.
yeah, there's definitely a burnout in regard to like my concern for results. Like as far as like, I can certainly get burned out with like YouTube, like the way videos are performing on YouTube. I can get burned out in that conquest, right? And like in like trying to get views. That's something I can really easily get burned out on.
Yeah.
And then that's usually a good like check for myself to go, wait a minute, like this isn't what you're doing this for. And the mantra of keep creating is really, that's what I just fall back to all the time, whatever in whatever form it is. And in some cases creating is mechanical, right? Like this. Yeah, to answer that question, yeah, a couple times, but not since I was maybe 10, because we would go overseas with my dad to see his side of the family when we were young more often than we do now. So now when I go to Europe, it's usually for work. So, but I'll be back.
I still love that you create.
Yeah. Yeah. I certainly have a thing. In fact, the first person that really kind of called me out on it is Beth, my boss, who's in the chat. She was mostly recently has been telling me that I'm obsessed with certain things, that when I get going on a project, I get obsessed. And I don't know that anybody's ever really come out and told me that before. So, I mean, I'm like, I'm not obsessed. It's fine. And then the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it's a thing. I can't stop until
Once look behind you. Once you get into something, you get into something.
I do, and even
that thing.
Yeah, I hope not, because I would have a hard time putting it in check. So I really hope that it's not something that would be detrimental to other things in my life. Because I'm definitely somebody who finishes a project and before they move on. That's just I don't know. Probably got that from my dad, but you don't go to the next thing until you've completed what you're working on now.
Yeah, I'm one of those. It's like, why do today when you could put it off till tomorrow?
Some of those, that still happens to me. Just it's more selective. There's like, that there's still a lot of things I don't want to do, and I could procrastinate on those things. But stuff like this, like when I start a project that I'm super into, like building this den, I can get a little obsessed.
Yeah, building that den though, man, it's and building the last den was kind of like it really hit, like your viewers really loved it.
Mm-hmm. It's generally been the most well received. Yeah, thanks, Beth. The most well received. It's kind of it's one of those things that I know although the build videos, the series in general hasn't done that great, but in the past, like the den videos in the past and any of the build videos that I did in the den or upgrade videos or whatever it was, those always did pretty well. But the build videos, like the first 4 episodes, nothing really. I mean, there wasn't much as far as views. Only one of them cracked 1,000. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, but the finished product is very well received. But maybe the build part of it didn't resonate as well because it's just, this isn't a build. This isn't like a construction channel. It's not necessarily a DIY channel. Like there wasn't enough bikes maybe involved in the build process, but usually when now that we're at the part where there's bikes and it kind of, everything comes home now to the point of this is a bicycle thing. And then now this video is performing pretty well.
No, oh man, there's so much up here that I want to get it out. Hold on, Steve, the spokesman. I got
Steve.
Currently on Highway 40 in Amarillo, Texas. All the best to the Dutchman and Johnny. Love you guys. We'll watch later.
I think Steve's coming here. I think in July.
I think he had mentioned that I was going to have you on, and we were talking about you. Man, he did not make it out the tornado well.
Oh man, that video when he posted that story. Oh man, Sarah, my wife Sarah, has a 4Runner, and I saw that and I was like, that hurts. I mean, I know there was devastation everywhere, but that really like hit home. Like I know this guy, and I know that vehicle, and that sucks. Like that was tough.
Yeah, no, I went over to his house where he was staying to pick him up to go, long story, get his rent a car. And I've got video of it. There's a branch about the size of my thigh's a little bit
That
bigger
was
than me.
crazy. Yeah.
Through his windshield, the whole back windows were blown out.
Yeah.
A huge, I don't know how many 100-year-old tree had just fallen on top of his car.
That was nuts.
And he's
Yeah.
got the best attitude.
He didn't seem, I would have been so bummed, but he seemed like
No, Steve is
totally
the
like, this is, I'll just deal with it. Like he handled it quite well.
I don't know how well you know him, but I, met him out there for the first time. What was it, Friday? And we've been back and forth and have called each other, whatnot. But my wife loves him. Like, he is the
He
real
seems super
deal.
nice.
She's just like, he's
Yeah.
my people.
Oh,
Really
nice.
great,
Okay.
really
There's a
great
good,
guy.
there's a real good chance I'll get along with him too then.
Passion project is good. Oh, Medi would like to know what do you got in that? What do you got in that glass?
Well, since it is a celebration tonight. This is Blanton's, which is the world's first single barrel bourbon. And hey, there you go.
Cheers.
Good logo. Yeah, cheers. But yeah, bourbon. And it's Blanton's
Bourbon. So you had this idea for this incredible man cave, but you had it at your last house.
Yeah.
Now you moved somewhere closer to town where the wine flows like, or the beer flows like wine.
Farther from town, actually. We moved out of town.
Oh, you moved out of town.
Yeah, we moved out of town. We're
Okay.
more in the county now, so we got a little more room. That's why there's a cornfield in my backyard.
Oh, awesome. Is it horse corn or can you eat it?
No, it's feed. It's feed corn.
Okay.
Well, at least it was last year. I think this year it's soybeans, but farm stuff.
Excuse me. Anywho,
All good.
you had the vision for your last one.
Mm-hmm.
When you bought this new house and you saw that basement, was it already up in your head that this is going to be the den?
Definitely.
And
yep.
Did you want a napkin or something? Just draw everything out, or did you just go wall here, closet here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I saw the basement, I knew, because the basement had like a natural like division to it, because of the chimney. So I knew, like, okay, this could definitely work when I walked through the basement. But then it wasn't till probably January when I went down here and started measuring everything and then writing, getting it all drawn up, so then I could figure out dimensions and how everything would work. But that's really the only. With other projects like this, I usually just a real basic drawing with dimensions, so I can kind of lay out all the pieces that I have. Like the whole bench area had to be able to fit, because it's like 13 feet long.
Yeah.
So I knew there were some dimensions I had to play with in order for everything to fit. So that was, I knew the general space right away. Boom. I was like, this is going here-ish. But then once it was time to start, it was literally just kind of getting the main dimensions, drawing it up as just like a real basic blueprint, and then kind of drawing in all of my the main components that I knew I needed down here, making sure everything fit, and then that kind of decides where all the walls go. And then it's like interior decorating after that. It's like, what are the colors? What's the aesthetic? How do where are all the lights going to go, which is the most important thing to me. I just want to know, where do I get to put all my LED lights? That's just all I care about. So.
Love those lights.
I sure
great
do.
short. That reel that you did with the.
Oh, that was a funny one. Yeah. With the hex lights. Yeah.
Now,
the hex lights.
Totally off. It's not off the subject of the building thing, but you're building and you're also creating at the same time. That's got to make you want to bang your head up against the wall every now and then.
That's the hard. Yeah, that was the biggest hurdle for me.
Juggling.
Yeah, because you have to keep it out of your mind. Like when, like for example, when you're like, if I'm working on drilling, I don't know how many holes I had to drill into the concrete, and you're sitting there and you're like, you're on hole number 2 and you got 40 to go, and you're like, man, not only do I have to get all these drilled, but then I'm going to be editing this later. And it's like you finish it, but you don't finish it. It's like, I can get this wall up. I can do whatever. I could put all these panels up, and I finished it. They're up, but like, it's not done because I haven't finished the video. So it wasn't until I clicked upload on a video that it really felt like I was moving to the next part. So you didn't get that satisfaction of like, you know, I put the carpet down and the carpet's done. It's like, yeah, it's done, but it's not done
But
because it's not out there yet. Yeah.
Oh, Yarno, get well soon, brother. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate you hopping on after getting your gut cut open. Interesting with what you're saying about uploading and junk. Do you get to the point where you're like, just put the camera over here, put the camera over here? Did you also have an outline for the video as well? Because it's not like you just my podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But it's not like you're just okay. We're gonna. I'm kidding. Don't hate me.
We're friends, Johnny. Don't forget.
No,
we're friends.
but seriously, like I'm so impressed because it's not just like you're just setting up a GoPro in the corner of the room and time lapsing and doing that. It's very, and not to blow sunshine or flowers up your butt, but
You're
very.
welcome to.
And I've always said this about you: incredibly well done. Like you're not just creating this gorgeous den; you're doing really good work at this too. Like,
Thanks.
so did you have that all written out?
So, well, I think from the beginning I did decide like how many episodes there would be, and then I broke it all down into what would be an episode. What just happened?
What happened? We lost his audio, folks. And he's got a better microphone than me.
Is it back or no?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah, you're back.
All right. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
No.
I had an idea of what would be in each video. Like I kind of laid that out, and I knew kind of which portions of the build I wanted in each video. But as far as like the actual filming, I would have kind of ideas in each video of like a cool montage I wanted to do, or I would just like think of like different shots, like that one weird one where it's like a slow-mo and I like put dust all over my hands and I did like the speed ramp clap and all the dust flew off. Like I would just randomly get these ideas for weird shots like that, and I knew I would want to incorporate them in some of the videos. But for the most part, when I was just kind of running and gunning and just working, I did everything. I didn't use a single GoPro as far as time lapses go. I forced myself to learn how to be better at time lapsing with my main camera, so that was helpful because I got into a good rhythm with learning what settings on the time lapses would work best. And I don't know, I just took a lot of them. A lot of times I would have two cameras going at the same time with two time lapses. So then if one looked better than the other, I had options and I could cut from one to the other and stuff like that. But it was, I don't know, I guess I kind of figured it out as I went, the filming portion of it. I tried not to overthink that. Again, and that's why I also like for me, the intro is always the most important part. That's the part I think about the most, and that's why I use the same intro for all 4 videos, so that it kind of got everybody on the same page when the new content started. It kind of told a quick story to get you back up to speed on what we were doing. But it was nice to have at least the intro I could swap over to every single video except for the last one. So that was very helpful because then I could just get right into the meat of it, and I would just have to sit and talk. And again, I've talked about that in other podcasts, just how much I struggle with the talking head portions of everything.
Which is so funny because again, blowing some flowers up, I don't know. It just sounds weird. It's a family channel. No, but like it's funny. And I'm trying here. Long day at work.
Same.
Where was I going? Train derailed, folks. Yes, it already happened.
Take a drink.
There we go. Let's take a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that'll right the ship.
You said the talking heads. This is where I was going. This is the comedy that comes out of you during those little bits, especially I think in the very first one. God, hold on. I'm not going to show all of it just yet, folks. Where is this one? Where is it? Videos. You do. Is it the first one? That's this one. It cracks me up. Oh, we got to pay the bill, folks. If you're listening on Spotify, there's other.
This is why we need to subscribe to Johnny. We need to get him monetized so he can pay for premium YouTube, please.
This whole bit here,
in all its glory. Welcome to the future home of the next Dutchman's Den. So let's talk about this space. Now we're in my basement
Oh, where is it?
I know what you're.
for
I know
whatever
where
I
you're
want.
It's a
Yeah.
random.
Ow, ow.
Ah, the old wooden shoes. Oh, bam! That was legit, by the
So-
way.
It's the,
That hit me right where you thought it did. It
Yeah.
did. that didn't feel good at all.
It's not
that
the only
didn't feel good
boo boo that you got on your nose. You got one.
Yeah, I've been getting beat up down here.
Oh, hold on. We've got it. Let me. Sorry. MTV Coop. Your storytelling was great,
Thanks.
JT. This is an art
It's important to
form
me.
that you can teach. He should. Yes. And is it? We were talking about this earlier. Is it Coop or Co-op? Is your name
Yeah,
Cooper?
yeah, please, yeah.
We
Let us
really.
know.
I love your content, brother. His story. Yes, his storytelling is top notch. Mia, ladies
Thank you.
and gentlemen,
Me up.
from the Women's Mountain Bike Network, it's in the house. This is what I love about this live stuff in the comments.
Isn't
and
it
bring them
great?
in, is that we get to pull them in, and you get to see all the love that's coming your way.
Oh, Mia, you're the best. Let's be serious. You're the
All right,
best.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys.
Can I just get and then we'll just
Mia's my girl. You know, it's funny. Like, I'll go to Bentonville real quick. So many people were out there.
It looked pretty great.
Mia, saw Mia. I love Mia, but it was funny. It was just like, hi, bye.
Yeah.
Because there's so many. And
So many
she's
people.
networking.
Yeah.
She's a woman's
Yeah,
network.
absolutely. Yeah.
I finally got to meet Jess the Maker.
Hilarious.
I met Heather Munive real quick.
I watch
It's
her.
like all these people that you're like, whoa, and you do stuff, and you're a creator, and it's overwhelming.
I could see that. I had the most FOMO I've ever had this last weekend. Like, obviously I'm on Instagram all the time, so I'm following people, all my friends and everything, and seeing you guys, like Sedona Bike Fest, and over the years I've seen people go to all these fests, and it's always like, cool, yeah, that's cool, and I'd like to do that someday. But this, for some reason, this one hit like this. The FOMO meter was off the chart this year. I think maybe just because I've gotten to know you guys better. So then, like, seeing you guys, like, Mark and you and like Robert, we were talking about earlier, and like all these people, I'm like, I know them, and they're all hanging out, and I'm not there. And Mia, and like it was hard. It was hard this year until day 3, and then I was like, ooh, not so great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Sisters in the house.
Yeah.
Look, e-bike capital of the world. I'm not a good climber. I rented a Fazari Wire Peak, and the comedy of that was I didn't check the bike before I took it,
Mm-hmm.
and I pulled it out, and Scott was looking at it. And I said, "Oh my God, look at this back tire." There was like no tread.
Oh my God.
And some guy was standing next to me. He goes, "What are you going to do with that?" I said, "I guess I'm going to ride it." And the back
burnouts.
brake was all the way to the grip.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That
sounds like a rental bike. That sounds like some rental bikes I've had in my time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is. I thought it was Cooper. It was good play on words. That's what I thought.
We still don't know. Is it co-op or is it coop? Still don't know.
Coop. Now we're going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do that. Me and the Women's Mountain are definitely the best. Yes. We're all just throwing love out there.
Look at this. Yeah, it's a love fest. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Mountain biking podcast, and we're talking building.
We're just support. We're just here to support each other.
That's what I love about that. So anywho, you built a den. Thanks for coming on tonight. Remember to get your bikes dirty, folks.
Yeah.
So, not to back it up even more, was your wife?
Back it up, Johnny. Back it up.
Did you go first the kitchen, the bathrooms, and then you get to play with your den?
Yes. Yes.
I'm sure
that's exactly how it went. Yeah.
All of those bikes are not yours. I'm sure some of them are hers.
There's a couple. Yeah, she has a couple down here. But
Okay.
yeah, you're 100% right. When we finally first got into this house, which was a whole situation in itself, and when we were looking for a house for years, and I told her, I said, just don't, whatever house we finally can get, just don't even pay attention to the kitchen. I will build you the kitchen of your dreams. That's my gift to you. I will build you your kitchen. So try not to get too too wrapped up in whatever kitchen is here. And the kitchen that was in this house was super dated, actually very nice. Like it was in excellent shape, but very, very dated. It's, the house is built in 80. So it was a 1980 kitchen. So I knew that was what I had to do first. And so, when we got in here, we talked about what are the must-haves? What do we got to do? What's the list look like? And I even talked about that in the first video. Like my priority list was set, and I had to knock out the kitchen first and a bunch of other stuff too. But the main thing was the kitchen. And once the kitchen was done, which was December, then I knew it was time to start looking at the basement. So that's why I made, the first video was like February 1st or something like that. But Ryan laughs up in here.
So what kind of square footage are we looking at? No, I'm just kidding.
There's room for you, Johnny. If that's what you're asking, there's room
There
for
you go. There you go.
Come on up.
You got a guest bedroom.
Come on up. You can just stay in here. There's plenty of
I'm
room.
staying there.
Roll a bed in here, and you got your own. You got a bar, you got a refrigerator, you got everything you need. TVs, it's all there.
This is getting obnoxious. How many people love you? I thought maybe people would come on to just see me too, but it's just.
Well, they're just being nice to me. They all know. We all know that everybody loves you first and foremost.
No, stop. It's my teeth are getting starting to hurt. It's so sweet in here.
Haven't we talked, Johnny? We've talked about this. You got to be better at the compliments. Just take.
Thank you.
Take them in.
I'm in therapy.
It's therapy continues tonight. So let's talk about it.
Let's just put the den on the table right now.
That's it.
So, the den. What was your first tackle with that?
What
was your first like? Let's go with painting. I mean, I know it's all in your videos.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a house. You start with the frame, right? So it's built in the same way that you would build a house, which is you frame it, right? So I started with laying out the walls and everything. So like I said, it was kind of like draw out the blueprint that tells you where the walls go, and then that tells you how much, you calculate all the materials that you need.
Wow.
Go buy all them sticks, and then start building. So yeah, it was the frame, then the electrical, and then we did the ceiling, which was crazy. That's one thing. Again, Ryan spearheaded that whole situation. But
do you mind if I just show a real quick excerpt of that?
No, whatever you like.
The ceiling. Which one was
that was
I got wood.
Yeah, was it that one? That's a good question. I should know this. Episode 3. No, it was 3.
I'm a little OCD, so when everything has
Gotta pay the bills. Episode 3.
Yep.
This is
about 3 years ago.
Oh, here we go. 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago.
No, I'm kidding.
Enough with the 3 years
folks,
ago.
if you are listening on Spotify, whatnot, we are on his YouTube. And if you haven't seen this series, yes, this is a mountain bike podcast.
There we go.
And we should be talking like just bikes and riding. But this is what every person who owns a bike would love.
Yeah, that was wild.
Tedious, but looks fun.
This turned out so good, and is exactly why I.
So you had a buddy.
Paint. Yep.
I didn't. Okay, so let me take it back a second. Watching his buddy paint his ceiling. Man, that just sounds like a podcast that I want to watch.
I was just in there, just sucking paint and just breathing it in.
They're talking about his friend painting a ceiling. Should I keep listening?
Of course. Of course you should.
Oh. Why didn't you do that, man? That looked like the funnest part.
Because there's like most painting, especially with like a spray gun, especially in a big industrial one like that. If you do it wrong, you can screw up the gun, and you have to be proficient at like prepping the paint correctly, and then filling it correctly, and then the way that you actually apply the paint is there's skill involved there. It's like you can't just jump into a paint booth and paint a car. There's a lot of technique to it, and he's done a lot of that. Ryan's got little touches all over this basement, like my what do we call that? Like my helmet display is actually like motorcycle rotors that are jammed into a log. So he made that. Like he made a bunch of cool stuff.
Folks, he built, I'm looking behind me real quick. He built a den. It took me months to make this background.
Hey, you got to look at it the same way we look at cyclists. Everybody's at a different part of the journey, but we're all cycling. You know what I mean? But we all are just at different parts, and we took different paths to get to where we are. And you can't. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Sorry to go back to me. Are you coming to Ride and Shine just for?
It's on the table actually. I had talked to my buddy who lives out there this week, and he's still. I kind of gave up on it because I hadn't heard from him, but he texted me about it and said that he's still interested. So it's still kind of alive at this point. So yes, I might be there.
Do it. We'll party, man.
I know. I mean, it's going to happen. Like we're going to hang out at some point. It's coming.
It's coming. Back to you. So you had a plan. You formed it out.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know that? Oh, this is off the wall and everywhere. Did your old house? Did that person move in and get the bike den?
Yeah, they got what was left of it. Yeah. I mean, basically, that person who bought it, I think, turned it into like a gym. Like kind of turned it into a little bit of a steel yard, if you will, like a workout area.
Oh, okay.
Because I took all the cabinets and obviously all the bike mounts, but all the infrastructure was all still there. So like all the wiring, all the lighting, all the storage, all that was there. The only thing that was still there, like when we took all the cabinets, was like the slat wall where all the tools are mounted to. That was like permanently on the wall. So he got that. So that stayed behind. But yeah, so he pretty much just got himself a really, really nice garage that he could do whatever he wanted with. And that's kind of was my thought here too, is I didn't want to do anything too drastic in like in a bike way, like I kind of kept it nice but neutral, so that if the time would ever come where we would move again, someone would just have a really nice space, and it wouldn't. Once I take everything with me, it's no longer a bike den. It could be an anything den. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the thought. This
is jumping forward, but that's another thing about that is you call it a bike den. I mentioned man cave, bike den, entertainment area. It's not just where somebody comes down and wrenches on their bike. Like where you're sitting right now, there's 2 flat screens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And am I wrong? There's a fireplace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Little electric fireplace.
You have all these little accoutrements, if you will.
Accoutrement? Yeah. No, I will. Thank you for asking.
Where it's not just. I mean, you probably go down there and just chill every night. I mean, I would.
Yep. Oh yeah, I will. I mean, when I get to that part of my life where I can chill, then I certainly will. But no, I mean, the idea, is just, again, the statement, right? The mission statement is the perfect space solely dedicated to my love for cycling. So part of my love for cycling is watching cycling inspired YouTube stuff, mountain bike podcasters, which, a bunch of my mountain bike podcasting friends did make a cameo in the beginning of this video.
Yeah.
If anybody noticed, but sorry, Johnny, you weren't on that one, but you were on another one.
You were on another one. Mark was on
episode. You were in episode like 3 or 4. I don't remember, but you were in there.
I had to tell you, that was really nice of you to do.
Of course. Yeah. Happy to do it.
That was really like you walked past the laptop and I was just like, I showed my wife. I go, I'm on his
showing love.
It felt good, man. It felt really nice. And I really appreciate you doing that.
I'm glad.
Give me a shout out.
That was the point.
What was your favorite part of this build? Is it
my favorite part so far? My favorite part so far, which is the most surprising, I think, is that so the whole kind of concept for this house, our property, is like we love new stuff, but we also we appreciate like some kind of retro vibes to things, like a little bit of old with a little. We like to mix old and new. So I was trying to figure out a way to add a little bit of old school flavor to this area, to the den. So that's why I did this hi-fi record player setup. So the record player I bought this brand new. I did a bunch of research. In my spare time, I started doing all this research on old school 2-channel hi-fi systems, and that led me down a pretty cool path of all this cool retro gear that's new. So what's old is new again. So they're making all these record players new now, so that they work like they used to, but they sound way better than they ever did. And these obviously new technology in the speakers, and I have an old receiver to go along with it, but the sound that comes out of this record player is like the most nostalgic thing I've ever heard. And it's the most surprising of the whole thing. Is like the very first time, and I didn't even take the time. Like I set it all up, tested it. Yep, works. On to the next thing. And my dad was over, and he's like, he's been, he brought me some records, and so I've been kind of compiling some records. He's like, so how does the record player sound? I was like, I think it's good. Well, you haven't listened to it yet? I'm like, well, not really. So he's like, and I was like, okay, do you want to go listen to it? He's like, well, yeah, I want to go check it out. So we came down here, and we ended up sitting down here and listened to a few songs, and it blew him away. Like, because these are songs that, he listened to, this was probably 40 years ago. And he was so like just mesmerized by how amazing it sounded, because he had been listening, he'd listened to this music for obviously decades, and I was hearing it for the first time, and I thought it sounded amazing. And he, like I said, it just took him to a place, and he had never heard it like that before, and that like made his day, and he's been talking about it ever since. And it was just funny to me that like I didn't even have that experience. Like it took him to be like, hey, let's go listen to a record now that you've done all this work, and you've made this area, and you got the records, and you set it all up. Sit down and let's listen to it for a minute. And we did, and that was like the coolest experience yet.
Now, to back you up with the record player, does it come with speakers, or is it just the record player that has a speaker?
Just the record
player.
Yeah, so you build a system. So you pick out the speakers and the receiver and the record player and the subwoofer. There's a million ways to do it, but I tried to do it on somewhat of a budget, because you can go absolutely crazy with it. But it was a cool, like, kind of entry level hi-fi system, and it's just a sound that it made me feel like 10 years old again, like in my parents' living room listening to old records.
You're gonna make me want to buy this because I've got some records.
Yeah,
I have some records from back in the day when we used to, cassettes, but I would also buy records because it had that audio file sound, all these.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yep. It's like a warm.
Yeah. I've got some
different
Pixies
sound
records. I've got some Love and Rocket. I don't know if you know any of this, but being a young kid that you are.
I'm a kid. What do you, let's keep it in generation here, Johnny.
Joey saw you. He saw him in Joey's face in the last video. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Mitchell is in the house. The den is so sick.
Mike. Yeah, thanks, buddy. But yeah, that's like that was the most, like, it was like transcending like everything. It just took him to a different place, and that was.
But see, that's what's great.
If you get a chance to listen to a new hi-fi old school system, it is like nothing I've ever heard before.
So this is what's great is, like, I ask you, what's your favorite part of the den, like building and whatnot. You come to a record player because it brings you to a moment with your father, to just sitting back and enjoying.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the point, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I appreciate this stuff a lot, but it's,
man,
that it's just as much as like a place that I want people to come as it is just a place for me to hang out. Like, it's a place for me to do what I want to do and work on bikes and make videos. But more than that, it's a place that, might get some people to come over and hang out with me.
Well, that's also the thing is you built it. You spent a ton of time on it and a couple bucks.
Yeah.
You've got to, like, you can't just build it and be like, done. Let's go up into the living room.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and have the living room.
Yeah. Sharing is what we do, right? That's what, when we create content, it is to share. And this is just another example of creating something to share. And that's, like I said, it's great. I'm happy with it, but I don't know. I don't have it's not for me to sit here and pat myself on the back. It's more to just to share with everybody. And that's why I spent so much time creating the videos
Yeah.
of creating the den so that it's people can see what I went through, what it takes, what it looks like. If some people have never
Yeah.
seen what that looks like. But yeah, it is to share, like all of the content that we create, it is to share.
And to inspire. Like somebody
Mm-hmm.
probably was just like, oh, I'd like to create something like that. Where'd you get
Totally.
those lights? That
Totally.
kind of stuff. Here's
Yep.
a podcaster down here always asking questions. Podcasters can't stop asking questions. Were you able to secure any? This is from Daniel or Trail Sage. Were you able to secure a Ride and Laugh MTB podcast? Sorry,
I mean that
were you
was
able to
addressed.
secure
That was addressed
any
in the video.
sponsors? Oh, it was.
It was, yeah. And I threw shade, which I don't normally do, but I threw shade in this video because I was hoping that it would eventually make it back. So I will. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you reached out to some folk.
The you know how they say the ones you love they're the ones that can hurt you the most. The people that hurt you the most,
My
ones that
wife, yes.
you love will hurt you the most. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. So eloquently spoken, I know. So One Up, I've always been a One Up fan, like One Up bike racks, like since day one, like years and years and years ago. I spent what to me at that time was just like it was like all the money in the world I had but I wanted a good bike rack because I had been struggling with bike racks like my entire, since I turned 16 and got a car. I had been, struggling with crappy bike racks. So the day finally came and I bought the best bike rack I could possibly buy, thinking it would be the last, which it really has been the best bike rack. I still use it. It gets beat to hell. And I have multiple of them now. Like now I have lots of One Up racks, but
yeah,
been a huge fan. Just a huge fan of One Up. I like everything they put on social media. Back in the day, I used to tag them on stuff. They would repost everything. It was cool. You know what I mean? It was like cool brand, which look, they're still a cool brand. But
yeah,
the only person that I reached out to, because I don't do that in general, it has to be something very specific for me to actually reach out to a company like Bird Wheels. Like I was super interested in Bird Wheels, but I didn't know enough about them. So I just sent them an email like, hey, what are you thinking? And they gave me a discount on the wheels. Cool. I'm down with that. Still cost me, $1,500 or whatever they were. Like it wasn't free, but I'll take a discount when I can. But I just, I don't know. I don't like asking for that. Like I just don't. It's uncomfortable for me to ask for things. But One Up, I felt like we had like a thing. Like I felt like
you're like I loved you since
we
day
had
one.
we've had conversations on the DMs. You know what I mean? I've slid in, we've talked. So I felt like we had something. We've all heard this story before. I felt like it's not you, it's me, whatever.
Yeah.
So I reached out to them and I was like, hey, I'm doing this bike den. Sent some of the videos I had already made. Sent the old den. I was like, hey, I'm looking for some vertical storage. I see that you guys have something. Like, do you want to work together? Blah, blah, blah. And if I told you they left me on red, would you know what I meant?
Left you on red.
Yeah. Do you know what that means? They left me on red.
No, I'm old.
So when, if I were to send you a message, if I were to DM you right now and you read it, it would say seen underneath it, right?
Oh, okay. I know. It's
like red.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's new to me. I'm gonna start using that.
That company over there left me on red.
Ghosted you.
Ghosted me. Yep. Not on nothing.
Man.
They read it and they literally like this. They were like, oh yeah, look at this DM. Okay. No response.
Wow. Wife says turn off red.
Yeah. Totally. Well, on the phone, yeah, you do that.
Yeah,
you can fix them the same way you fix a regular wheel. I asked that same question right away, but I have additional spokes for it. But yeah, you literally put it together just like a regular wheel if it was a standard spoke.
So do you?
But anyways, yeah.
Bad taste in your mouth with the company now, or
I don't know. I'm still the guy.
I don't start anything on my podcast, and
I'd still buy from them. Like when the time comes, if I need another bike rack, I'm probably going to buy One Up rack. Let's be honest.
What do you got holding the bikes up back there now?
That's like a cheap Amazon thing? Yeah, it's just they're like these little hooks, and then the spindle of the pedal goes through them, and it just holds them. It's this most simple, basic, dumb thing, but they're cheap and
I think I need that.
Yep, they're like you get a pack of 2 for like $30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're cheap. They're very cheap.
I need that in my life.
But they're coated, like they have like a really thick, like rubbery coating on them, so they don't damage anything. They work great.
Your reel that you had of the Where is that? Hold on, let me share that as well. We're going on to his
That is a
Instagram,
spectral.
folks.
But yeah, one up. Let's finish that off. One up ghosted me. They kept me on red. Just keep that in mind, people.
Kept them on red.
2, 1, bang.
They're watching like. No. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to have to do a Stitch video.
Okay.
Of the beginning and an awesomeness, and then show you where I store my bikes.
You should. I would like to see that.
Man,
That'd be cool.
I got to do it. Or even just like a check out my bike den, JT.
Yeah, Instagram versus reality. Instagram would be this place. Reality would be your place. Although I'm assuming I haven't seen it.
Oh no, it's a closet outside. It's like underneath my stairs.
But it's a cool closet, right?
Oh no, I had to close. There's vents. There's vents in the door that I had to block off with wood so the humidity doesn't go in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, keep the iguanas out of there too, right?
Now that's
get all up in your tires.
So there's I got that, and then I got a dehumidifier and a fan running 24 hours.
Wow.
A day in there, so nothing rusts, because my last bike started rusting.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's
my sister is jealous of your workbench.
Dang, thanks, sis.
What kind of workbench? You have a couple park tools there too.
A couple 2-tree, yeah.
Yeah, a couple park tools. Now, do you have no sponsorship with Park?
Nope. There are no sponsorships down here. They don't exist down here.
Good for you, man. I got to tell you, I've liked. There are some products that I've liked and that I use, and I'd love to. I'm not good at asking.
I know. And see,
are you like me?
Yeah, that's why I feel so burned about this one up thing, because I actually put myself out there and I got ghosted, so that makes it hurt. That makes me feel even way more uncomfortable to ever ask ever again.
Yeah, I'm not. I feel weird doing that. Could you please give me? And I'm just a little guy. I don't have the Dusty Dutchman, 16,000 subs. I'm getting there though.
I don't think it. Yeah, you are. You blew past 500. Last time you were like, yeah, I made 500. And then I looked and you're like way past 500.
Well, a bunch of them happened today.
Oh, really?
On a 15-second video. I've gotten 12 extra subs off of that. It's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm coming. Look out, I'm coming behind you, brother.
See, you're celebrating something tonight too.
Now, this up there behind you, up top, that looks like fun. Did you always have that in your head that you wanted to do that, or were you going to get those rectangular fluorescents, or did you know
the hex lights?
Hexagonal lights, yeah.
I've been looking for a way to use those lights for a long time, because I've seen them obviously online a bunch, and they're always on cool car reels and stuff like that. Because I'm also a car guy, but so I see them on cool car ads and stuff like that online, and I was like, okay, well, if that looks good on that car, it's probably going to look real cool in my bike room. So yeah, they're super easy. They've made them so modular, and you can build whatever you want out of them, which is really cool.
Like a Lego or something?
It's kind of Lego-ish, yeah. Super modular, super again, you just, all they have to do is make sure that they connect back to each other, so you can play with different hex designs. And I may change this at some point and do more. I don't know. I actually have more. If I
got more,
I have some more of them if I want to add more. But they're, like I said, you can just go up, take some fittings apart, and add more hexes to them. So they're not very robust. You got to be kind of easy on them. They'll break if you're too hard on them. But they're also not expensive. I looked at buying some of the really expensive ones, and then I was like, I'm gonna roll the dice on some of these cheap ones. And I just got one set just to see what they were like, which I did with a lot of things down here. I just kind of would get some test samples, buy small. If I liked it, then I'd buy big, these boards on the wall behind me. I tried
Yeah.
like 3 different color schemes that I bought, and I put them up, and we'd look at them, and I'd look at them for a couple days, and this was like the 3rd option that we finally liked. So I didn't apply that to the paint. I went all in on the paint because I thought I had the color nailed, and lost miserably.
I was just about to
No.
ask you, what was the worst part of this build? And folks, if you haven't seen the series, you've got to go on and watch the series, because I think the part was the comedy. It might have been the thorn side.
That pissed me off. Oh my god! And the worst part about it was, like, again, like I've been very clear that I don't paint. Like I will do it, but I need help because I'm not good at it. And I know that's like what people say when they don't want to do that, but I'm literally like super messy, and I like miss stuff, and I just hate it. So like Sarah and her mom, my mother-in-law, they've helped me paint stuff in the past. So that was kind of like their part of this whole scenario, was that they were going to help me paint. And that was understood. We knew that. And like, we bought the paint, and like, I was in Vegas or something. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I was gone for work. We bought the paint, and I was gone for work. And Sarah, bless her heart, came down here and painted like 3 or 4 walls, because there's a bunch of different walls. But
Yeah.
I asked her, like, well, how does it look? And she's like, it's good. Like, because I was out of town. She's like, it's good. I was like, okay. And I like kind of, and it was through text, but I still like it read kind of weird, like, eh. But bless her heart, she like busted her ass and like got all this painting done for me to help me out, so that when I came back, I could continue to work and not lose time while I was gone for work. So I come home like stoked to get started on the next part, because the painting was almost done. And I was like, yes, this part's almost done. I'm going to get back to work. Let's go. And I come down, and she's like, yep, here it is. And I walk in here, and I'm just like, no.
What do we do?
And she's, again, bless her heart, she's trying to like, no, it's like, it's it's if you look at it like this, or if you turn the
your
light
head and close your eyes.
yeah. I'm
It
like,
looks good.
it's terrible. And I felt so bad because she had worked so hard on it, but I just couldn't. And there was a small, very small window where I was like, it's fine. Like it's okay. It's okay. And then like, I came down the next morning and turned the lights on, and I was like, shit, it's not fine. Because it was purple. I'm telling you, it was lavender. The walls were lavender. It was supposed to be like this gray, this cool, chill gray. And it was not. And it was the most reassuring part is when her mom came over, and she walked downstairs, and she was like, and she did not use, she used some colorful language in describing how terrible it looked. And I was like, thank you.
It's like
Now we know it has to be fixed. But she was like, it looks effing terrible. And I was like, thank you. Because we were trying to like, talk yourself into it. It was like back in the day when you'd spend a bunch of money on like a Nintendo game, and you had buyer's remorse, like 10 minutes in, you'd be like, it's cool, or it's fun, right? Yeah, no. Yeah,
so you had
definitely
folks,
buyer's remorse.
This is coming from a guy who's done electrical, the wall there, the building of walls, and building a little closet for your, what is it, the hot water heater or whatever it was in the back, and yada. Paintbrush and paint. It's out of your
kryptonite.
Yeah, it's above your pay grade.
Yep. Yeah, kryptonite. I just go.
You seem like you're doing good. If you keep doing that, you can do this for a really long time.
Yeah. It's not my thing.
That is so interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now let's go back into your childhood. Where do you think?
Yeah. That's a good question. I have to ask my mom about that one.
Worked your butt off. You have one of the world's, because I don't know everybody's, but everybody who here, I'm sure, I don't know if everyone has a bike down like this. I know Steve has an incredible garage.
That one does look good, yeah.
Painting, electrical, board work, putting down flooring, boo-boo.
Yep. I had a misstep. That was another one of my
was that a painting injury?
That was not a painting injury. That was a JT being rushed and frustrated injury. which is, that's how a lot of injuries happen, right? Frustrated, rushing, like just not paying
Yeah, I
attention.
just want to get it. I got to do this.
Yeah. So
That's how I
if
live most of my life.
are we telling the story now? Are we ready?
Yeah, tell the story now, man.
So yeah, I would say that this whole project had two pits. The first pit, meaning low points, would be the paint. The paint was a low point. Having to buy all that paint twice sucked, and do all that work twice sucked. The second low point was towards the end. It was, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but it finally has started to get like a little warm around here. So like humidity starting to like get into the wood. So like some of the wood's starting to expand a little bit. So the doors that fit perfectly before, all of a sudden one of them just had a little hitch, little hang up in one of the doors. So I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's not okay. So I started like, kind of fiddling with it a little bit to like get it to fit better. So then next thing you know, and I was down there to work on something else. I wasn't down there to like fix the door. I was down here to continue to work on this project. So I'm like wasting time here, like trying to reshim this door, but I knew I had to fix it because it would bother me every time I opened up the door. So I'm reshimming. It gets to the point where like it's an hour has passed and I'm like reshimming the entire door. And if you don't know what a shim is, it's one of these guys, just a little shim.
A piece
And
of
you
wood.
use them in different ways to move the frame of the door around. And so I'm like jamming shims in different ways and getting it. I'm like getting close and it's just fighting me. And so I had this shim.
You almost did it again.
Did it again. I had a shim stuck right in the wall, and it wasn't quite. I nailed it. I like hammered it in a little too far, so I grabbed the shim like this, and I'm yanking on it,
Oh,
and it's not coming out. So I gave her one last muscle pull, and she let go and just jammed it right there.
oh.
And so basically, as hard as you could do this to yourself,
Yeah.
that's what happened. And with it sticking out, like, so the shim, like there's still a dent in there's like a crease in my nose where it hit me. And it cracked. I thought for sure I broke it, but then it just started bleeding all over the ground. And I honestly just stood there for a while and I just put my head down and I just let it bleed. And I just was looking at the ground. I'm just like, I hate this. I hate what's happening right now.
And this is probably like you're turning the corner. You're like getting near the end.
Yeah. Oh,
100%. You're like door.
Yes. That's exactly what it was.
Swirl.
Exactly. Yeah. This is like, I don't have time for this. I'm almost like I'm getting towards the end. This is the dumbest thing to be spending time on right now. And then I just punched myself right in the face with a piece of wood.
I did that with an ex-girlfriend of mine, talking about pulling something that was stuck.
Yeah.
We were riding bikes to the gym and I went to go do I had one of those bike locks that are spiral.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it got caught on one of the spokes.
I know where this is going.
She's looking over me, and I pull it and I yank it like that, and I crack her in her face. And all of a sudden, just blood started pouring out of her face. She got on the bike, started running. Oh, yeah. So it's trying to keep the
that hurts.
face.
Yeah. Yep. Normally I would be more, cognizant of keeping my face out of the impact zone, but not when you're frustrated and not when you're working in the wrong headspace. Because for the most part, I think I had a pretty decent time. The building was there was a lot of I had some nice evenings down here, just kind of in my space, in my head. Just it's very nice when you get into a rhythm or a zone, kind of like you do when you're mountain biking on a cool trail. You kind of zone out and you're just in it, and you don't think about anything else. You're just in it. Things are working. You're flowing. That happened a lot down here during the process, and those were just very cathartic nights, getting work done and just getting it done. Just
you're
working.
in that zone. You got blinders on, and you're like, "This is what's happening." Now, you didn't work on this project every day, right? You have some time with your wife and family.
Not enough, but there was I think I did a reasonably good job of I would stop, especially on the weekends. I would try to stop at 6 o'clock so we could at least go out at night and stuff like that and hang out. But there was many weekdays where she would get home from work, we'd hang out for an hour, have dinner, and then I'd be down here until after she went to bed, and then I'd go to bed.
Wow.
So yeah, it was, the time has to come from somewhere, but she's very understanding, and, it realized that, this is, yeah, it's for me, but it's also for it's for the whole property too.
Yeah, and it's for
It
her. I'm
does.
sure she's not like, I'm not going down there.
Oh no, yeah, she
Yeah,
thinks we've been down here since then, hanging out at night, listening to records and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
I was going to say, and we see it yesterday. It dropped last night. Again, another spectacular piece. But how long has it been done? Because, the finished product that we see isn't that day. It's not like I finished laying down the last carpet square, I'm going to put it out.
Yep. No, maybe 4 or 5 days. I cranked this edit out.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. This
I mean,
edit, I went hard.
Wall, but
Yeah.
It's like, I can just see your wife going, okay, it's finished. And you're like,
yeah,
no, it's not.
And now I'll be in the office.
I'm going to go at it for days.
Yeah. Most of the Memorial Day weekend, it rained, thankfully, because I was like, okay, well, guess we can't go outside. I'll have to just sit here for 2 days straight and knock this thing out. But she understands. She understands my need to finish a project, and this has been a big one. We haven't even been in this house a year yet, and there's been a lot accomplished, and she's done a lot too. So it's like, we're a team attacking this thing, and she's got her thing, and I got mine, and we're just trying to get squared away in this new house, and this is a big step, good milestone.
Cheers to the wives and the spouses.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
That support our need to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? It's just, my wife's down there right now, Liz. I can hear my voice. It's so annoying. But, and then for your wife to go, I know he's going to build this, but I also know he needs to make the video for it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're both making this house a home in different ways, right? And I try to make sure that that she doesn't feel like anybody is doing anything that's more important than the other. Like we both at the same goal. We're both making this house a home in the way that, and some of the funnest parts, the most fun about this, the building process is like, she absolutely helps me nail like the aesthetic. Like I'm not that great about like my wood tones and my I proved that by the paint that I picked, which was terrible. But like she is my go-to when it comes to like the furniture and she understands what I'm looking for, and she can help me nail it with the colors and all that stuff that I'm also not very good at. She kills it with that. Now
I would be an idiot not to ask, because I know a lot of people have asked on the there's too many bikes, folks. JT has like 96, 96, 93 bikes.
Been selling a few.
But behind you, I'm sure people spoke of the Canyon. Talk a little bit about those behind you.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know if we would call this the top 6. Maybe these are the top 6. They're definitely probably my favorite 6. But we got the red one here is a steel single speed hardtail with a front fork. So that's a red line 29er hardtail single speed. Had it forever. Love
red
that
line, like the old BMX red line.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep. Redline Monocog is the name of that one. And then directly behind me is my Ibis Ripley. That's like the everyday. That's the everyday bike.
That's your main squeeze right there.
That's like my go-to mountain bike. That's got like, the coolest parts that I own they're on that bike. That bike will do just about anything. And then when it's, when things get a little gnarlier, and if I'm going out west or going somewhere where I'm not sure what we're getting into, then I'll go Canyon Spectral 29er carbon.
We were talking about that bike this weekend.
CF8, I think it is. Love that bike. Great bike.
Solid bike?
Sorry?
Solid bike?
solid.
Obviously, you love it. I was
It's-
looking at those.
It's one of those bikes though. It's super weird how it's kind of boring. I've struggled with this since the day I bought it. And like that was the title of my review is like, is this bike boring? And in my review, I come to the conclusion that it's not boring. Now a year later, I'm like, it's kind of boring. It's weird. It does everything so well. It's so
It doesn't
predictable.
challenge you.
And I mean, the trail is, the challenging part, but the bike is just, it's just like, hey, I just did my job. I'm just doing my job.
You bought
doing my
me
job.
for a certain reason.
You want to hit that drop, that jump? Yeah, you'll be fine. You're going to be fine. But
so funny.
it just doesn't, like this bike, the Ripley is like super impressive. It's like snappy and kind of like, it's like exciting. I don't know. It kind of like, it's more rewarding. It's got more of a personality. It's hard to explain, but the Canyon it just kind of does its thing. I don't know. It doesn't say much. It's like,
bike.
Yeah, it doesn't say much.
Yeah,
it's kind of a quiet. It's like the quiet type. It's just like, yeah,
It's like the kid in the back that's quiet, but then all of a sudden
does a great job.
Does a great job. You were like, wait a minute, he's quiet. And all of a sudden, he's like party. He's partying.
Yeah. The Spectral is, like I said, I don't know. It's a great bike, but it doesn't say much.
We were talking about the Spectral this weekend, and I was with Mike Mitchell, Run Bike Mike, and Colin, Ace Bike Media, and he saw a GT, and he's like, "Oh, and Mike starts going into the GT, and we somehow started in on the Canyon. He was talking about wanting it, and I go, you're probably going to get one."
Yeah.
Do you know Run Bike Mike?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So bikes flying at him. It's
I know. Every day it's like, here's another bike review. I'm like, well, okay. Well,
so Colin and I
another one.
Like, aren't you going to get one? The guy looks at us and I go, you're talking to Run Bike Mike.
Yeah, he has all the bikes.
And we start throwing that out at him, and Mike's like, "Come on, will you stop it?" We're like, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is Run Bike Mike, Mike Mitchell, Run Bike Mike," and we were just like,
Yeah. He's got them all. I agree. He puts up a lot of great content, but it's like every time it's like, another one?
Yeah.
Another one. Yeah.
What's JT's favorite bike, Marty? I think it's the Canyon. He doesn't want to say it.
Yeah. Well, again, like, okay, so I guess what I was getting at is like all these bikes have strong personalities. Like this guy here is a track bike. It is not fixed. It does have a free wheel, but it's a track bike, steel track bike. It's just all black. It's my like bar hopper bike. It's been through hell. It's been, I'll leave that bike out in the rain. It sits outside of bars. It's like nobody steals it because nobody looks at it. They just think it's whatever. It's just a black steel bike. So it looks like nothing. It's got a single disc brake on it. It's the weirdest thing, but I love it because it's got a personality. Like this bike smokes cigarettes. Like
it smokes cigarettes.
Yeah. Like this bike sits outside of a bar and just chain smokes. Love this bike.
I love how you say no one steals it. You put that outside my gate for 10 minutes, it's gone.
Yeah, well,
Miami's a little different.
I'm sure. Yeah, the single speed has it's real gritty. It's like it's also kind of a badass. It's like
it'll pick
also like
right.
Yeah, it's kind of better than you because it's single speed. It's like, oh really?
Oh, you need gears.
I'm tougher than you are. Yeah, the Ibis is like kind of techie. It's like nerdy, but like fast, and like you can't really like talk shit to it because it's like it's good. Like it's a good bike.
I know what I am.
Yeah, and then the Spectral is kind of boring, but then you got the fat bike, which is
great for snow.
It's a fat bike, and it's like I don't care what temperature it is. It's -10. Don't care. Let's go ride. I'll take you where you want to go. Like, but it's also fast and carbon and like all carbon. The whole thing's carbon. It's cool. It's cool. It's got a look to it. It's got a look to it that I really appreciate. And then you got
crack me up. Like I love how you're personalizing.
They have personalities, except for the Canyon. No personality. I'm telling you, it doesn't say much. It doesn't say much. I love it. I love it, but it doesn't say much. And then you got this guy, which is
the one that broke
bike.
your shoulder.
The one. Well, you know what? Why do you?
Is that the one?
I
Like,
think that's
I
probably
take it
one.
back. I take it back. Is
Even
a
though it
road
hurt
bike?
me. Again,
It's
the
not a.
ones you love hurt you the most.
Yeah.
The
It's
ones
not
you love.
It's not the. It's not a gravel bike, is it?
It is. Yeah. Yeah. It's
It is?
well, I guess you would call it like an all road, whatever. Like you can put mountain bike wheels on this thing, mountain bike tires. Like
Oh wow.
people use these for mountain biking. It's like it's basically a hardtail mountain bike that can be a gravel bike, a road bike, whatever you want it to be. But Bear Claw, Thunderhawk, titanium, nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. I don't know. It's like it's a bike to me it's a bike that you have to graduate to as a cyclist. Like I'm sure
Wow.
people get into cycling and then they just go buy one and that's fine. But for me, I had to be a cyclist for 40 years before I felt like I could have one. Like I earned it. Like
You
I'm
like
ready
earned
for
titanium?
titanium. And I don't know. It's one of those bikes where it's the coolest looking. I love mountain bikes. Obviously mountain bikes are the coolest bikes, but like there's just a look. There's just a look to the Bear Claw. Again, it's kind of that old and new that I like. It's like new techie titanium with like, when you pair it with like the tan old school bar tape and like some of that. I like that. That's fun. I don't know. It's a cool combination of old and new, a little techie, little vintage. Because it's just round tubes. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's not like a hydroformed weird carbon.
So
Like a lot of these carbon bikes have just some really cool shape to them. This is just round tubing welded
so,
together.
so the black one
Mhm.
smokes cigarettes. The red one
Yep.
is
Better than you.
starting a fight.
It's cocky.
at
It's
the
a little
bar.
cocky.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like, hey,
Yep.
back.
Yeah, I'm
Now,
single
your
speed. I'm better than you.
The titanium is the dormant at the
Oh
bar.
man, yeah. What is the titanium? Is like, it's like it's kind of like Ryan Gosling, I guess. It's like
Wow.
very handsome, but also like there's more to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
there's more to it. Very handsome,
yeah,
strong, but
smart,
can tap. Can
very
do a really
smart.
good dance.
Yes, also can dance. He can act. He's just he's a philanthropist. He's a lot.
And the
He's just a
Canyons
very well-rounded.
and the Canyons in the back of the bar going, I'm over here.
Hey,
I can do the same stuff you guys do,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
just not
yeah.
really.
Oh yeah,
Has no personality. He's really shy.
no personality.
Probably not even at the bar.
Yep. No, maybe not. Maybe and yeah. And if he did, and if he is, he's like, well, he's just would you just come in? Just come. Just we're all hanging out. Just you don't even have to.
Sure. You
Okay.
sure?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll hang out a little bit, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know if that's fair because it really does perform well. That's the thing. That's the enigma of my Spectral because it's not stock. Like it's almost everything's been changed out on it. So
I'm a
it's
stock boy. I'm a stock boy.
Yeah. Well, there was some
I'm one
thought
of those-
that went into that.
God, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mountain Bike Stand Up by JT the Dusty Dutchman.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
like trying to choose Marty likes like trying to choose a favorite child or cow. This is from a guy who has 8 kids and hundreds of cows.
Oh my
But
God.
we know
Well, he would know.
Cow number 266, I think, is his favorite.
Wow.
I don't know about the kids. And then he's got like 15 more bikes over off to the side, folks. You can't see them.
No, I mean there's not that many. There's just a couple, but
There's just a
there's
couple.
like the coolest bike over there. Well, here, let's see. Can you get over there?
Oh, he's gonna give us a tour. Can he turn it?
Let's see.
Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
So
There's about 5 more bikes, 6 more bikes over there.
So there's your vertical storage from the one up from the jerks over at One Up. We got Sarah's salsa there. My old Niners on the right. Then there's Sarah's salsa. So the one in the middle, that's my 4th of July bike. That is a old Raleigh from the 70s.
Wow, I love the Raleighs from the old school ones.
Yeah. So what's cool about that is that was when my dad came to the United States. That's one of the first like American things that he really wanted to buy was a bicycle. Wow. So he bought this Raleigh in town here and has owned it, ever since then. So he owned it for obviously a really, really, really long time, many decades. And then I got it from him and I converted it to a single speed, cleaned it up, and like, swapped out just a few parts like tires and brake pads and stuff like that just to make it rideable, and cleaned it up.
Nice.
And now I ride it on the 4th of July, because on the 4th of July we ride downtown for the parade. And so that's like my way to celebrate Independence Day, is to ride the bike that my dad bought when he immigrated here.
Wow. You're killing it with the whole dad thing, man. You hit me with that. And I love that. I built up a single speed. My wife, I was trying to pull up a picture, but you can't see because I don't have the automatic iris thing on my but I built up a single speed and I had 75-inch ape hangers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, some guy saw me on the street. He's like, "You mind if I take a picture with you? I'll send it to you." But it was obnoxious. Like my arms were like sticking straight up in the air.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But they're bad.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah. Tough to turn. Yeah.
Now, what do you got? Trail building thing back there?
Yep. Yeah. That's another thing that Ryan built. Ryan built us these, what are they, McLeods? Aren't they called McLeods? Those trail building tools.
Okay.
So he made those for us, and they're like engraved with our little logo. And so that lives on the wall. And then
spin it around the other way.
I keep going.
Oh no, I was gonna say the other way.
Oh, here we got some lights. All right. Yep.
Oh, he's got.
So that's the bench, obviously.
Yeah, it's like $30 worth of park tools there.
So what's cool about that bench though is that it's actually made of a bowling alley that I bowled at as a kid. So it's a chunk of a bowling alley that went out of business, and I was able to get a piece of it. So that's actually a bowling alley that I would have bowled at with my mom, like way back in the day when I was very young. Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, I'm a bowling alley kid.
There you go. Yeah. So I just
league bowling when I was younger, every Saturday, and my dad would give me like $5, and I'd cash it out in quarters and just sit there and play the video games all night.
There you go. Yeah, bowling alleys are, obviously they're big in Wisconsin because you can drink, so it works for us.
Spin it that way.
Yeah. So the only other bikes there are I have a dirt jumper. That's a Redline, or no, that's a Steel Reserve Haro. That's a Haro dirt jumper. And then Sarah's got her own. That's Sarah's mountain bike / fat bike on the left.
Oh, okay, nice.
And then there's
JT.
There's me.
Oh, look, it's JT
with my Sedona shirt on. Let's see.
Spin it. Yeah.
Here's I was talking about it earlier. That's my helmet rack, which you can't really get a great look at.
Oh, I love the lights. I love the lights right there in the entry.
So then this guy here, that little cubby is just a bunch of electronics, which I can light that up.
Oh, that's right. That's where you keep your GoPros and stuff. Yep. Every single little detail you went for it. You were just like Amazon. Honey, I need more lights from
Amazon boxes never stop. Yeah, so there's like a charging station and a place to a bunch of camera gear to live, and then some for the other side of the basement there's going to be a home theater, so there'll be all the audio controls for that over there.
Wow.
And then we got a couple TVs,
couple flat
and
there's TVs.
Which you need two. You got to have two, because then I need one for Zwift and one for YouTube. And then there's the record player. There's the logo.
Dusty Dutchman.
Yeah.
Logo. Got a lot of those. Man, kudos on you. When you got done, when you nailed your last nail or did whatever was the last thing or put up your last Amazon light, did you just sit back and pat yourself and go, good job, JT?
What did I do? What was the end? The end probably.
Or did you lay down on the floor and cry and say, I'm done?
Well, I did some laying on the floor. I definitely did that like multiple times during this program. I have myself laying on the ground or like just kind of like moaning. I have a lot of videos of just me moaning, like just kind of sitting there, just like, oh man, so far to go. what was the last thing was probably something on the bench.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I did was set up all the tools. So probably one of the last things that I did was like drop one of the last tools on there, and I don't know. It was less. I should say it was more anticlimactic than I thought it would be.
Wow.
Because to be honest, the thing that I was really looking for as like the bookend to this whole project was this, like us hanging out and talking about it. That was really what I was looking forward to. So tonight is really the end for me.
Were you the first time, and I apologize for this, the first time you just bought the house that we talked?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was it
No,
right?
because it was right after I broke my shoulder.
So you bought this house, you're going to build up the den.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I was bookending.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. See?
Oh, here we go again. Here comes the water.
It's all for a reason, man. There is nothing random about this.
Oh, wow, man. That is awesome. Oh, hold on. There's something. There was it's already there.
Oh, look at that.
Totally off the den. Bless you.
Mm-hmm.
Marty would like to know about your local trails and what are they like?
We've done a good job in this area actually building some cooler trails, because for a very, very, very long time, decades, as long as I've been riding, we've had pretty just cross country, like our trails are pretty kind of rooty, kind of flat, single track, very, very, I would call it classic, like really classic single track, nothing machine built, very kind of raw, but very, very rooty, but a lot of woods. We do have a lot of woods around here. So nothing crazy. We have some distance. Like there are trail systems that are really close to my house where you can go ride 30 miles of single track, like no problem, like a nice big loop. So there's a good 100 miles of single track within an hour of my house that I could go ride. But not a lot of elevation, just pretty woodsy. But nothing machine built until like I'd say within the last like 3 years, people are starting to invest a lot more money into trail systems. So we're getting a lot of cooler things, like more stuff that like I'm kind of into. So like people are building flow trails now. There's a lot more features. There's a couple of, like, we had a bike park for a number of years that was actually, it was a ski hill that they turned into a mountain, like a downhill mountain bike park. So we did have like lift access to mountain bike parks, which that was cool for a number of years. That closed down, but then another place opened. So like a lot of those features went to this new place, and this new place is even better than the old place. So like Colin would know, Heritage Bike Park is pretty great. So we're starting to like get real national building companies to come out and like build cool trails. So now we're getting more machine built stuff, more sustainable trails. Well, some are more sustainable than others, but it's getting better to now where you have more options. If you want to go ride classic single track, you can go do that until your heart's content. And then if you do want to go ride jump trails and do drops and progression and all that, we have a place for that too. So there's actually quite a bit to do in this area as far as riding within an hour. And then if you expand yourself out a few more hours, your options get pretty endless, to where you can get to way more rocky, way more techy stuff. Within an hour of this, or within an hour where I live, you can be pretty satisfied. There's some cool stuff. Again, no mountains, but we do a pretty good job of taking advantage of the little elevation that we have.
Yeah, that's Miami. I got to tell you. I mean, and I don't ride up in people are like Markham Park. There's places called Markham Park, Quiet Waters. There's another one up there. I live in Miami. People think Miami and Fort Lauderdale are the same thing. And mind you, it's only an hour and some away to get there. But that's 2 hours of driving and then 2 hours of riding or whatever. But we really do a lot. Well, like you said, we don't have elevation at all.
Sure. Yeah.
We rain and we're underwater pretty much. But what we do down here is a lot of different tech. People kept saying tech when I was out in Bentonville. It was different.
Yeah.
It was a lot of
yeah. Well, because
your tech,
stuff. Your tech is like bunny hopping alligators and stuff.
Well, bunny hopping and alligators, but also like a lot of wooden features, like windy.
Yeah, what is that? Is it? I say it wrong every time. Althea? What is that?
Alphi is 4 hours away from me.
Okay, well that place looks awesome.
Yeah, that's fun. I've been there a few times, but then you get YouTube Virginia Key, and
Okay.
it's all wooden features, and like you're up
Okay.
3 feet up off the ground, and
That's
you're
cool.
spinning
Yeah.
around. So we work with what we got.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I started riding where I first started riding, this place called Olita. And you stop. I hate to, Olita, if you're listening, I apologize. It's one of those, once you know it, you move on to the bigger ones.
Sure. Yeah.
But I've gotten back to it, and they've changed stuff, and they've gotten all these new wooden features. It's just
That's cool.
so fun. It's so fun to
Yeah.
go back to where you started and see it differently. And
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah. I feel like nationally, people are starting to kind of get a little bit of the gist that, like, you know, if you build some stuff that will attract mountain bikers, you're gonna help more than, like, your hotels are gonna see some business, your restaurants are gonna see some business. Like, if you create yourself a little bit of a destination for mountain bikers, that brings some money. We're not afraid to spend some money, that's for sure. You build some good trails, we will come ride them.
We will
and then
buy IPAs.
we will drink your beer, we will eat your food, we will stay in your Airbnbs. Like, people are starting to figure that out. Like, obviously not as much, like Bentonville is, you know, the pinnacle of that, but
Ridiculous. I drank my quota of beer for the year this last week. And I don't drink beer, and it was like everyone's like, "You want a beer?"
time to change the quota.
Okay. Time to change the quota. That place is ridiculous.
Time to renegotiate.
I had a really great time out there. I mean, it was just overwhelming.
It's
Again,
great.
flatlands. So Mike and Colin and Scott, and I was riding with Eric, riding dirty, and a bunch of dudes, and I was like, just go. I was the last guy in the back. I'm not used to going fast. I'm used to going as fast as I can pedal.
Yep.
But I had a grin ear to ear the whole time I was there.
But those trips like that, even, you know, even if you're not, you know, like riding at the same level as the people that you're around, it's still, to me, is like always a good perspective changer. Because then once you go ride your local trails, all of a sudden that is like, oh, you got this. Like, you almost ride your local trails better after you go to a place that is a perspective changer after, because once you've seen and ridden, even fast or slow, if you just experience some new trails that are another level or two above what you're used to, then you go back and you go ride your standard trails. It totally.
Oh, he froze, ladies and gentlemen. Mike says it was fun riding with Johnny. Way more fun riding with you, brother, or maybe it's even Stevens. It was so great to ride with Mike and Colin, Ace Bike Media. It was I felt bad because I am the slowest rider, but he froze up, so I'll keep talking.
It changes the way you look.
Oh, he froze up. Oh, you keep freezing up. You like went.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you're talking about, but I get what you're saying is like you ride something that you've never ridden. I've done plenty of downhill in my day, but this was the rocks and the chunk and the jumps. I don't jump, but yeah, it really, I think I can ride these things with a little bit more confidence now. He keeps free. I think he's just done with me. He just looks, I mean, look at the face that it froze. It just looks like he's upset with me now. Wait, I walked away for a second. I missed moaning. Oh, gee. They built a new neighborhood, a Trail Monster. They built a new neighborhood out there next to the local mountain bike trails. It definitely was a selling point, those houses and apartments. Yeah, that's Bentonville, man. They were genius to do that. Everywhere you go, there's a sidewalk. You can ride the sidewalk, but then you look 50 yards over there, and there's a trail. We lost you, JT. I was about to do the 10 rapid fire questions with you. That's no bueno. Oh, no, we lost him altogether, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have any questions and comments for me about Bentonville? I got to tell you, it was a really great time. Maybe he'll pop back on. JT was so busy building the den, he forgot to pay the internet bill. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to Bentonville, bug Mike Mitchell, Run Bike Mike, to go with you. One of the best trail guides there is. JT, where'd you go? If you're listening on Spotify or any of those things, JT kind of just left us. I think he was getting tired. Hold on, I'm texting him. Where'd you go, buddy? He is gone. YT Mill looked awesome out there. Yes, the YT Mill. It was funny. We went there and it was ride, go to the festival. It was very hot. It was hot riding, hot. Okay, I can stop talking. I'm no good at that, JT. I was just yapping.
What on earth?
Well, somebody said it here best. Hold on. Oh, there it is. So busy building.
I was thinking the exact same thing when I was like I was out in no man's land. Like, okay, well, everybody's gonna say that, you know, I forgot to pay the internet bill, or I fixed everything, but I upgraded everything but the internet, which is kind of true.
There you go. Kaz.
Now I know.
MTV Kaz. Did you have a better breakfast? I had posted a story.
Oh my God, your sausage.
Sausage. And I ran out before the lady got into the thing. I go, did I pay extra for the turkey sausage? And she goes, yeah. And I snapped it in front of her. And I said, could you take it off?
Man. That sausage was the worst. I was laughing at that one. That was hilarious.
So anyway, before we
oh my God,
we lose you again.
Yeah. What? I don't know. I have no idea what happened.
Can I do the rapid fire questions with you?
Yeah, let's go. Hammer it up.
Before we go.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. Do you speak Dutch?
Nope.
Never mind then. We'll have 9 rapid fire questions.
Yeah, there was every now and again when like my relatives would come into town, if they'd be here for a couple of weeks, by the end of the couple of weeks I would know like a little bit to communicate. But then a couple of weeks later I would forget all of it.
Your dad wouldn't curse at you in Dutch or anything like that?
No, there's no cursing. There's no cursing in my household.
Wow.
Yeah, no, not this household, but the household that I grew up in, no cursing.
But
lots of cursing in this household.
Lots of cursing, especially while you're building a den. But you are Dutch, and your father's Dutch.
Yeah, I'm first generation Dutch. He was born there, so
there's a lot of Dutch in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And I only know that because I used to watch that food show with Andrew Zimmer.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Dutch dish?
I don't even know if it's Dutch, but it's the way that I say it is puffer chips. Puffer chips. They're like teeny tiny pancakes. They're like pancakes that are like this big. And I think they might be Danish, but I always like thought they were Dutch because like my dad had to buy like the special pan that made puffer chips.
I want that.
But they're like teeny tiny pancakes, and you put like powdered sugar on them and syrup, and they were just amazing. They're like this thick, like a ½ inch thick, maybe like 2 to 3 inches around. Teeny tiny little pancakes. There's amazing. Hey, there's my sister.
Oh,
look at that. Yeah,
he even has a Dutch color on his nice job.
That's
there
my
you
sister.
Go. Hi, sis. My sis is in the chat.
Hi, Jenny.
Too. Yes, I think my wife and I, tiny pancakes. I think we're gonna have puffer chips.
Yeah, I mean it's of course it's obviously said totally different than that, but it's like puffer chips, something to that effect. And I don't even know if they're actually Dutch, but I think they might just be like Danish. But that's kind of a blurred line, you know what I mean, between those Danish, Dutch, even German's pretty close. Like
Garrity.
Yep, that's my sister.
Jen Garrity or Jen Gardy?
Garrity. Yep, Jenny. Jenny is her name.
Jenny. Are you happy with what he did in the den? Please post that in the comment section.
God,
my rapid fire questions are the slowest.
They always are. They are. That is it's the opposite of rapid. They are the slow fire. That is a slow burn. Burn questions. Yeah. Favorite movie? I always go back to Shawshank Redemption. That one, but Jaws is a big one for me too.
Shawshank.
Love Jaws.
I'm going to slow down the rapid fire again.
Let's bring it down.
let's slow down again. Shawshank is one of those. If you're flipping through and it's
Gotta
on,
watch it.
you throw the remote across the room and you're like done.
Gotta watch it. Oh, Evans is in
Minnesota
the chat.
MTV.
There we
Yo,
go.
again, looks amazing. Can't wait to
Thanks,
visit,
buddy. Yeah, anytime. Come on.
here in
Well, for you, it's
Minnesota.
down. Yep.
Like and subscribe if you guys haven't yet.
Yeah.
A friend of yours?
Yep. Oh yeah. We ride together probably once, sometimes twice a year. He lives up in Minnesota, so I'll see him potentially in next weekend. Yeah, I'll be up there next weekend. So he's like 5 hours north of me.
Oof. You just had rapid fire.
Yeah,
Focus,
fast. Let's go.
You could have dinner with anyone dead or alive. Who?
I would say, man, I'm gonna go back to. I'm between like Ryan Gosling, Obama. I would love to sit down and have a meal with Obama and just chill with him. Big fan of like, I think I would have really good conversation with like Jay-Z because I just listened to a lot of his music growing up. So yeah, that's tough. That's really tough. And then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Obama. That might be the best story to tell afterwards.
Okay. You and this Ryan Gosling guy. I get it.
He's a cute guy. What am I gonna do?
Okay, I mean, yeah, it's like Hugh Jackman to me. Like if I were hopping the fence, it would be
your Wolverine guy.
Yeah, 7 days a week, twice a week.
That'd be your hall pass. That's your jump the fence hall pass.
Yeah, he's even more handsome in person. It's painful. Any superpower you can have. And you can make up one. It doesn't have to be flight or, lifting things heavy.
Yeah, mind reading.
Ooh.
Mind reading.
That's not. No, really?
Yeah. I think
that might hurt your feelings.
I totally would. Hurt mine. Yep. I mean, it would change everything. It would change time travel is a good one too, though. But
yeah.
I don't know. Mind reading would I think would be even more like interesting. Like it would, man. You could think about the things you could do with that. Like you'd probably have to go to the cops a lot and be like, "You gotta like this dude over here is
that dude's
thinking about some bad stuff." Yeah. That is an eclectic.
Who is your hero?
Who's my hero? Is Johnny U? Is that? Have you heard of this guy? Johnny. Yeah.
I would
Johnny
say your dad.
Yeah, it probably has to be. I mean, I've talked about him enough on.
Yeah, like you guys are pretty tight. That's something pretty awesome to have.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty hard to like think about what that would be like to like just be like, I'm gonna before the internet. How do you even think about going to another country? Like, I'm just gonna get on this plane, and hopefully, when I get off this plane, things are better for me.
Yeah,
but I don't really know what it's like over there. I've only heard like so and so told so and so that it's cool, so I'm just gonna like pick up my life and move, and hopefully it's good. Yeah, let's
throw it out there. A favorite age so far?
31.
31 was a good one.
Yeah, I think the only reason I say that is because 31, like I was probably the healthiest. Yeah, 31. I didn't need a minute of sleep. Like I didn't need to sleep. I was never sick. I was just like, I could just go. Now it's like everything hurts. If I don't get enough sleep, which I definitely don't. I pay for it. Like, if I drink, I got to be really careful not drinking too much because obviously like hangovers now are like days long instead of like hours long. Like it's like, I mean, just from that perspective of like just feeling like just my physical. But as far as like happiness, I've never been more happy than I am now. Like there's right now, it doesn't get any better from that perspective. I'm in pain every day of my life, physical pain, but my mind is happy. So
oh my man, I got bad back and everything.
Yeah,
that's great, and it's true. It's the moment now.
There's nothing better than right now for me. Yeah.
Oh,
look at that! Look at where you've done. Look at what you've done.
Scott's up there in Arkansas. Yo, what's up, buddy? Hold on. Yeah, right now I'm the happiest. I'm at a place in my life where I never thought I would be.
Mm-hmm.
It's really rapid fire.
Well, yeah, this is
throwing me off.
That was a fast one.
Do you make your bed or do you not make your bed?
I do not make my bed. I mean, I'll do like I'll just like throw the, just like fold them back over, like I get out
You're
and
gonna
then I
mess
just
it
like
up in
fold it.
12 hours anyway, or 16
And
hours
then,
anyway.
yeah, I think we really only like make the bed on the weekends. Like if in case someone's over, in case they were to poke their head in there, they'd be like, oh, the bed's made. But during the week, I pretty much just like kind of just put the blankets back where they were.
Yeah.
But I'm not like I'm not tucking anything. I'm not like fluffing pillows or
I don't
so.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we only make it when we change the sheets, and once a month we get a lady that comes in and does the whole
Oh yeah.
cleaning thing, and
Yep.
she'll make it. But you're gonna mess it up.
Yeah,
Okay, rapid
yeah.
fire.
Right. Yeah.
What do you wish you enjoyed more? And don't say painting.
Okay. So not painting.
Okay, you can say painting.
Oh man, that's a really good question.
Yeah, because I saw it and I was like, I don't even know if I could. What do I wish I could do? I really enjoyed more.
Because there is an answer to that question. It's in there. I'm trying to find the right. The synapses aren't firing the way they're supposed to get to that.
If you guys have something in the chat where you think,
man, that is a
like
great
to enjoy
question.
more.
What do I wish I enjoyed more? Ooh, I enjoy a lot of things. I enjoy a lot of things. What don't I enjoy?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Honey, what don't I enjoy? Oh God, I just threw gas on that fire.
Ooh, what? That is, dude. Look at you. This is just you being you right now.
Pizza? No, man, I love pizza. I couldn't enjoy that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dieting. There you go. Dieting and working out. Dieting, I wish I enjoyed more.
Maybe relaxing, like just straight up relaxing, like just sitting.
There you go.
Maybe that might be it. Because I get antsy. Like even sitting in traffic. You do, yeah. That would be nice to enjoy sitting in traffic.
I spend most of my time in traffic.
Yeah. I have like an internal clock. Like if I sit down, like when we were in Zion a couple weeks ago, and we finally we had done all this hiking and all this cool stuff, and just go, and then we were at the pool. It was a beautiful day. It was at the pool. We're at the pool. We got drinks. We're just hanging out, and like we were there for like an hour, and I was like, man, this is awesome. But then like an hour passed, and I was like, we should probably like do something, move or something, go somewhere.
You're that friend. You're that friend.
And Sarah's like, can we just sit here for like a little bit longer? And like it took some work for me to like stay another 30 minutes or an hour just to like sit. So I wish I was better at that. I wish I could just.
You're that guy. I've got a friend like that who can't. We'll go on the beach and he'll start doing yoga and stretching. He just can't sit and have a beer. And then he'll be like, come, let's walk. We went to the beach with him on the West Coast. He's like,
yeah, I wish I could be better at that.
Check this out. I'm like, dude. And then we'll go on the boat and you have to bring a toy for him. So we'll bring the paddle board.
Yeah.
Like he just can't sit on a boat. He's got to, you can almost feel him vibrate.
Yeah.
I got to do something.
But see, at least with boating, it's like you're going somewhere. The scenery changes. Like there's. I'm okay. But
I'm not really good at. Have you do paddleboard? Have you ever done that?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's cool. It's a good time.
I'm upward body.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's
fun.
Your wife's got a good one down there.
Small talk.
That's to be good at that that's a skill in its own. To be good at that, like
I got a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, but we're like, this isn't. Is this small talk? This is big talk. This ain't
big
small talk. This big
talk.
I
guess she's right. I really am. Sometimes she gets upset because I'm not tuning out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ADHD. It's attention deficit. It's overload. So I can do this and listen to her at the same time.
Totally. Yeah. Totally. But like for me, small talk is like when you have to talk to someone that you don't necessarily want to talk to. Like it's hard. Like small talk for me is hard. Like when you're trying to like keep something going, but you don't really want to. That's small talk to me.
Yeah, I get you. It's the sitting there and what do you do for a living? How'd you get
Yeah.
into that? It's
How about the weather
I
today?
start everything out. It's fair.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on. I appreciate you.
I,
Always
I
will.
been looking forward to this for a long time. This has
Oh.
been what I love this. I love this. It's
Well, you're
awesome.
good at it and you're fun with it.
It's because it's fun. Well, you make it fun, but I'm happy to be the other side of this duo that we got going on here.
Duo, we got to ride.
Yeah.
Ride and shine. We got to.
Yes. Let me work on that.
Work
because that
on
would
it.
be
I
awesome.
haven't even started to work on it. There's that Lake Arrowhead Resort that we talked about.
We did. Yeah. I'll have to look at that again.
Yeah.
That would be I just because I know everybody's going to be there. Like I really want to meet Mark and you and Mia and like everybody is going to be there, I think. But I'm excited to meet this, meet some of the members of this family that we've got going on here. It's a good time.
This crew, yeah, and there's going to be a few other people that I haven't met that are going to end up showing, and I'll say it on this podcast if you're still on and listening, that was Adam Mock reached out and he would like to come on, so I'm going to have Adam Mock come on and talk about it before we all go out there. So
nice.
You can look forward to that, folks.
Yep, that'll be cool.
You're the man, JT. You know you're my boy.
Dude, likewise. I love hanging out with you. I'm glad that that this relationship is going strong because this is cool, man.
Blossoming. And congratulations on your bike 10. Thank your wife.
Thank you.
For allowing me to have this time. Folks, thank you guys for joining in to this podcast. All of his stuff is right down there in the YouTube description. What Instagram, YouTube page. Go check his stuff out. Dusty Dutchman. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for hopping in, this guy's on New Zealand. He's on a different, it's like in the afternoon for him.
Yeah. So but thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all guys so much. JT, you're my boy. Folks, likewise. If you can, go get your bike sturdy.
Or get outside, get on your bike.